Now, Action 10's Mike Hernandez with your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
And here's what makes it even worse for Australia. We're going into our winter. Well, in the southern hemisphere where Australia is, they're going into their summer. And they have some very, very hard summers. So if they don't get control of this and the hot weather takes over again, it could be a long time coming before they get this under control, or others that could start after that. Well, meanwhile, we enjoyed a beautiful day today. We hit the middle 70s and still very pleasant. So if you have plans this evening, it's going to be very nice. Temperature 71 in Corpus Christi. Port A is checking in at 67. Now notice the winds. They're running 5, 10, 15 miles an hour out of the southeast, going to keep us very nice and pleasant through the evening. 70s and 80s, coming off some upper 70s and low 80s back to the west now. And just a few high clouds that have been drifting on through. You see a few more off to the west, but I don't think we're going to get any rain out of this, in spite of the fact that we have a front that's going to be bearing down on us as we go through the overnight hours. And as it does, it's going to be, again, just bringing drier air once again, and we're already dry. And then it's also going to be bringing some breezy conditions. So there's not a lot of green on the map, as you can see. As a matter of fact, anywhere in the country. There is some bitter cold air across New England and the lakes right now, and that's just some of that polar vortex air starting to come out of the northern part of the country, in the northern part of Canada, and it's starting to work its way that way. Right now, we're cut off from that, but we do have several fronts that are coming at us over the next 7 days. This one is going to be very weak. Normally, we sit at about 47 for our low, and we have a high of about 67 for January. So again, we're looking at things to change very little. This is typically our coolest month of the year, and we get about 1.5 inches of rain. So this again is one of the months that we don't get much rain, and it looks like it's going to hold true already. Temperatures through this evening going from about 71 at 7 through the low 60s as we hit, say, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And again, the wind staying up. Again, the bigger story is the fact that we're going to have a little cool front moving in through the night. Even though it's going to be dry and it's not going to be real strong, it is going to knock the temperatures down 8, 9 degrees between today's highs and tomorrow's highs. But with sunshine and the breeze is letting up in the afternoon, it still should be very nice. And then we'll see more clouds and warmer temperatures return, and humidity return as we get into the middle and latter parts of the week before the next front moves on in. Here's the forecast for the overnight low tonight. Looking at about 50, just a few clouds, and again, the winds shifting behind that front from the southeast to the north and then northeast. And then highs and lows tomorrow, just a touch cooler. For instance, we're going to bottom out at about 50 here. There'll be some 40s out towards Tilden and Alice, and as far as Freer, they're going to hit about 46. Meanwhile, right along the coast, Port A and Rockport going to be in the middle 50s, and again with those winds. And then tomorrow's highs are going to end up in the 60s. So instead of mid 70s and a few 80s thrown in, it's going to be mostly 60s, but still, again, still very pleasant. And as we go through the day, we're going to start out at about 50. So again, dress the kids in something for a little bit cooler conditions early on. Still pleasant as we go through the day, though. About 67 for the high and plenty of sunshine. So it's going to be nice, but early on they may feel that discomfort there, and then temperatures going back into the 50s as we hit the evening hours. The big picture in the upper levels, we've got this one little ripple. See this little dip right here? That is the system that's pushing the front through in the upper levels. That's the one that's going to bring it through tonight. Not very strong. There's another one back behind it, and this one's a little bit more pronounced, and this upper level low is going to push another front, and that one is going to be in towards the weekend. Still not real strong, though, so there's no major changes in the next 7 to 10 days. And again, slight chances for rain as we get into the midweek hours and days, rather, and I think we're going to see that moving off very quickly, and then after that, it's going to be high and dry until that next front brings us a chance of rain. Here's your 7-day forecast, and your 7 days brought to you by AutoNation. AutoNation will purchase your car, even if you don't purchase a vehicle from them. So shop now at the AutoNation lot near you. So tomorrow, a little cooler behind the front, a little breezy early on, and then after that, look at the warming trend. We see 70s and then some 80s before that next front comes in, but still setting us up for a nice weekend. And then another front moves in starting out next week.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot.